Hello, and yet again, welcome to my stream of consciousness. I am frustrated right now, and not frustrated in a performative way of I'm going to talk to you about this thing that is so irritating just for some clickbaits, but honestly, genuinely frustrated. Because I like making these videos, I like sharing my thoughts and ideas in this unstructured way. But right now, I truly hate the fact that our world is structured the way it is. I don't know if anybody else shares this emotion. The world sometimes is just built in the wrong way. That the whole system is a perpetual run of people who do not know their place, who do not have a place, who try outcompete each other with sheer noise and that there is so low signal in this noise. And there's this phenomenon that I wanted to talk about before that I kind of call the emotional uncanny valley. And it's this when people try to talk about things they feel but don't have the language for it and don't have the understanding of why emotions behave the way they do, why they feel what they feel. They come up with these half-baked, weird explanations that sound like something from a badly written TV series. And it's like, yeah, this makes sense that you would feel that way, but it's empty, it's hollow. There is no real meaning inside. There is no genuine felt experience. There is just the experience of trying to remember how you felt, avoiding an emotion, and then filtering it through words that would sound vaguely familiar to someone else. So instead of basically being real in the world with whatever is going on inside you right now, you get this imitation of life. So there's this saying that life imitates art, or maybe it is art imitating life. Either way, I think it is very true with TV, cinema, even like Instagram and TikTok right now, is that we explain ourselves in terms that seem familiar. We explain ourselves in narratives that we've met, that we've seen, and when what we experience steps out of the existing narrative, we don't know how to explain it, and we equate it with not existing. So if our emotion, if whatever's going inside of us doesn't really fit something digestible that we can fucking Instagram in 30 to 60 seconds, we say, oh, that's maybe just not real. That you're maybe just overcomplicating. You're just you're just a victim of something. Your boyfriend is a narcissist. Just put it on Instagram in a way that everybody will understand what the actual fuck you're talking about. And I think this theater is what most of modern Western life is. And I'm saying Western because I live in Europe, I see it a lot in Europe, and I'm exposed a lot to American culture, and it is clear that it is even worse over there. And it's this everything has to fit in some little box. Everything has to make sense. Everything has to be explainable. And I see it in writing. I see it like especially in TV writing when I'm watching series these days. It's like when you can quote it, when there is a phrase that you can easily quote, then it's a hallmark of good writing. Like, I nailed this thing in a sentence and now it's clear. And I feel that these writers, they even try to outperform themselves when they take some quote from a culturally acclaimed book and they put somebody else's quote to nail that thing. So there's already like two layers of quoting to get across some kind of abstract idea about life. And there are no abstract ideas about life, there's only what we feel, and there's the sense that we'll make out of it, not abstractly, but in a very realistic survival way. I shouldn't be with a person like that anymore. I should not have trusted my ex-girlfriend because of this and this. My mom said this to me and I don't really like it and maybe it traumatized me. There's like these specific things that just make sense. And I think it all starts from running away from emotion. I think it all starts with having nobody validate our emotions as we grow up, having nobody around us. I'm not talking only about our parents, I'm talking about the whole culture that is based on not giving enough space for subjective experiences. And go watch my previous video on that subject. I'll link it below or not. Let's see if I'm not lazy enough. And it is fucking frustrating. It is frustrating to live in a society where the real experience is far less important than how you frame it, how you make it make sense to somebody that, for all you care, shouldn't even try to make sense, because your internal experience doesn't have to make sense to everyone, doesn't have to make sense to most people. And then again, I get to the subject of we limit ourselves to a very narrow, acceptable range of experience, of emotions, and we live a narrow life, a very small and narrow life. Now, I don't want to go into the cliche of making this educational content so that some of you can learn something from it. I am here to share my thoughts, and this is my number one goal. My second goal is, I do hope that there is somebody that will resonate with what I'm saying. Maybe I will interact with these people and sometimes feel less alone in the world. Maybe I won't, but if I were to make something out of it, like I am saying that I am trying not to, I would probably say that the number one priority for me in my life right now is my own felt experience. If I feel that something is wrong, it is wrong to me. It doesn't mean I have to act on it, doesn't mean I have to do something impulsive or stupid or irrational, but if I don't validate my own feelings, wants, sensations, thoughts, who else will? And this is an awful trap, which I was in even past relationships, where I didn't validate my own thoughts and emotions, and I was hoping that the other person would, and they didn't. And I didn't know that I can validate them myself and tell the other person, fuck you. This is what I'm feeling, and I don't need you to agree with it. I think that's the worst trap some people fall in, some of the worst, most abusive relationships, where the other person refuses to see their reality, to accept their reality as a real, valid thing in existence, and say, oh wow, so this is what is going on with you. This is who you are, this is how you feel. Well, maybe it doesn't work for me, but I fully understand why you would feel if I were you and had your life experiences. Surely I would have felt something similar. So the only place that I think I have to channel those frustrations into is just following my own internal compass and meeting along the way people that have compass that points somewhere similar to mine. That's all the thoughts I have from the ether today. And I was very fucking difficult to record today, my current mood. So I hope it was worth it. It's for me plus.